Live. Welcome to the Tottenham Hotspur Show.
Hello once again. Yeah, Boon, thank you so much for the introduction. Welcome to the All Spurs Show. We've got three esteemed Spurs guests here right now. So for those of you who are watching live, I know we've got a couple of keen eye right now in the comment section. We've got Daryl in, the Maximus Show, also chiming in, Chi Kyong as well. So right now, I think the agenda is pretty clear based on the color chosen. This is, we are talking about Spurs and Spurs alone. But before we do that, let me just go through my Napshot Studio introduction, and then we'll start with our guests. Oh, this has been a long time coming. It was really, really hard for me to assemble this show. Again, because of the hostility, I think it's well documented. It's really, really hard to get all the Spurs guys together. But again, we're not going to talk about the misconception that again has been formed about Napshot Studio. Right now, we've got a couple of people chiming in live. So you guys who are watching us right now, as you know, if you are new, you can actually just put in live comment and I can pick this up and we can together all address the comments given. And for those of you who are new, if you put in a comment, it can be highlighted by me. All right, and then again, like we can just address this all together. But first up, let me introduce you guest by guest. Let me turn off the banner so we can see the name of our guest today. We'll start off. Safe to say, the most handsome one, lah. BC, Mr. Boon Chen. Boon, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for inviting me today. Noah has been trying to get me on to banter with the other teams. I thought I'll probably burn them to pieces.
Okay,
so,
okay.
I think it's a good start that it's all Spurs and my man Hiker.
We'll get to Hiker. And Boon, you are also, we are fast becoming a huge figure, a huge icon on Instagram. Dear Diary, how is that Dear Diary going?
Dear Diary is going well. Tomorrow I'll be not working. Holiday, so yeah, probably doing something stupid again.
Okay, no, it's not stupid, man. It's entertaining. When during this time where it's so bleak, you are the beacon of light, Boon. I'll move to the next one. Heikel, you were again in our pipeline for the longest time. We wanted to get you on, but of course, getting you to the set will be almost a mere impossible task with your hectic schedule. But now that it's done virtually, how are you doing, Heikel?
Fine, thank you so much. First and foremost, happy Ramadan to Anwari, right?
Yep, I am. Thank you.
Yeah, happy Ramadan to you. And I've been, I got to know about your show through Noah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I must admit that I'm not a regular viewer lah, but it's a nice setup. So thanks for having me on. Thank you so much. Yeah.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure. I think again, thank you so much, Michael. I know this is really tight because you just broke your fast, and so did I, and then getting to prayers and stuff, and for you to actually come on board, that's really, really appreciated. The next one, the most flame person on the internet. So young but yet so hated. Noah Chu, how are you doing, Noah?
Yes. You're doing fine, man.
Doing fine, you good?
Fine. Yeah, doing fine.
And Noah, you are also becoming a cult figure in Singapore when it comes to Spurs support because you feature on John Dyke's show, man. Tell us more about it.
I don't know how, because one of my friends actually introduced me to John Dykes, like asked me to introduce about FIFA and all. So I was okay with it. I think I just went on with it, and that's how I got to John Dykes.
Okay. And I guess it was definitely a nerve-wracking experience for you to be on John Dykes. Hey, no. Before Singtel, we all used to idolize John Dykes. When he was with StarHub. Remember, guys, when John Dykes was the main pundit or the main usually to be the so John Dykes was the idol, man. So not many people can actually die and say, I've been interviewed by John Dykes before. So Noah, all right. So right. Let's move. All right. To starting. Okay. Before we do that, before we touch our first agenda, let's go with the first comment. Muhammad Hairul. Roast these guys, lah. So when he mentioned guys, of course that's plural. So I don't know, man. Maybe you guys will be roasted as part of this show as well. All right. So and then So direct translation for Fry will be boring. Thank you, Daryl. That is really helpful to have a moving dictionary or translator. So on to the first one in this first ever All Spurs show. We're gonna touch about Spurs, of course. All right. So this will be segmented into 3 different topics. The first one, of course, Mourinho's impact. So again, this has divided Spurs camp like nothing else. So and I know during the Pochettino's era, everybody was united. So I want to pose this question to each and every one of you here. But let me start off with Heikel. No issues with that. We start with Heikel first. So Heikel, right now before we even start with Mourinho's appointment, I think your very own Pochettino, right? The well-beloved Pochettino, he was on the receiving end of a shocking yet expected dismissal. Let's rewind the clock, Heikel, to that fateful day where the X was being released by your board. There was a mixed reception towards the news, and it's definitely again splitting. It got the football world tongues wagging. Of course, Poch had the Midas touch, 2 runners-up finishes in the league, Champions League final. He also I would say he actually placed Spurs into the contenders bracket. Now everybody is looking at Spurs as a contender, like a proper contender. But then, Heikel, the start of the season, again, it was a complete nightmare. It was a poor showing in the league that you guys, it actually got you guys languishing at the wrong end of the table. In fact, you guys were really close to the relegation zone. Of course, it was premature back then. It was still early into the season. But hey, Daniel Levy is at the helm. That guy is all about the dollar, and he got his heart thumping. And then also, again, a couple of narratives. You guys were thumped heavily by Bayern Munich in Champions League. Also, one guy did the damage. And losing to Colchester in the Carabao Cup just kind of compounded the misery. And also, you just couldn't buy a victory away from home. And the once impregnable defense has now been breached without even crying, from the opponent themselves. And but this is why I'm curious, Heikel. In your book, was the dismissal a relief to you personally, or was it done in a hasty manner?
I think you mentioned just now that when you put Pochettino and United in the same sentence, as in the fans were united under him, behind him. But towards the last few months, right, a combination of factors, down to Poch, down to the chairman himself, down to the players, the fan base. At least the one that in Singapore, actually there was a split between us whether we want Pochettino to stay or to go. I must admit that after his departure, I do miss him, but we have to move on. But I felt that it was a bit sad that he didn't get the financial backing that I think he actually deserved. For he got us to challenging for the title on a very modest budget. But I have to admit that it was actually balanced with the fact that we have to build a new stadium. So I would have loved to see what he would have done had we got a free shot at the transfer market. See what he can do with the transfer market with no restraint to the budget, and see where he got us. The last few months, right, under Pochettino's reign, we didn't see the real Pochettino that we had previously. Something went on in the lead up to the Champions League final. Something in him changed. Then after that, it led to the pre-season when he came to Singapore. He came up with all those comments and stuff. So it was sad to see his reign ended that way. But the way things were going, there was only one outcome, which is actually to see him go and to see whether a fresh man can actually give fresh ideas. But the other thing that I have to say was there was a season where we didn't spend any money. We didn't bring anyone around. So perhaps that could have been a turning point where there was no fresh faces for Pochettino to actually build the team on. If you can see Pochettino is that personally to me, it seems that he has a cycle with some players. This is the way he play, high pressing and stuff. But after a certain period of time, right, those players can't adapt to his techniques anymore, and he has to refresh and need a new set of players to adapt to his philosophy. That didn't happen. The same old players still stuck with him. And apparently, I think that led to his downfall. So actually, you mentioned just now that he came up with recent comments that he would like to manage Spurs one day. It's
good point.
It's very heartwarming to hear that. But I mean, your title here put here Mourinho's impact. I think for the moment we just give the support to Mourinho. If and when Pochettino comes back, then I'm not the only one who will welcome him with open arms lah.
What will be if he does make his second homecoming. Great stuff, Michael. That's a great start for us. Move on to our Marvel character, Boon. So Boon, the word revolt was a commonly used word when associating Spurs dressing room under Poch, especially towards the end of his tenure. Right? There were talks of players unhappy about his same old training regime. It was getting stale. The demands of Poch was getting too much for some of the players. Some even felt that there wasn't enough trust given by Poch to them. And talks of even players leaving, namely people like Christian Eriksen, who eventually left for Inter. Also, again dampened the spirit of the Spurs backroom. And then again, also talks of money, contracts. It was also being said that it was also criminal for the board not to increase their pay packages. This is after finishing runners-up spot in the league. And then also a couple of, again, side dishes to actually make up this whole ball of issue of Poch being dismissed. In your book, Boon, do you think that the players were indirectly involved in orchestrating the dismissal? And secondly, that I want to ask you, if again Poch was given a slightly longer time before his dismissal, would he be able to turn it around, in your opinion?
First of all, I don't think there was any. I mean, this is just my personal opinion. I'm not there, I wouldn't know. I don't think there was any player revoke. I would say the players have grown. I mean, you look at him when he started, we were one of the fastest team. You look at our high pressing, but these are the same group of players that have become 5 years older. They can't do it anymore. They can't do it anymore. And in my opinion, I mean, this will probably not go down well with Spurs fans. I think Pochettino is tactically naive.
Okay.
He's not a tactical genius, don't get me wrong. He's a very good man motivator, he's a good man manager. Tactics-wise, I leaves much to be desired because he didn't even study under any great managers. Unlike Jose, he had Bobby Robson, Sir Bobby, one of the greatest of all time. But unless for Pochettino, I think the players do play a part because they didn't perform. If they perform, it will be different. As for me, for the dismissal of Pochettino, I saw it coming already. I mean, a few weeks before that, you can see that it seems like his heart wasn't there anymore.
Okay.
I feel that it was a good time, and I was actually rooting for Jose to get the job.
Okay.
I mean,
there you go. Yeah, we got it from the horse's mouth himself. So you mentioned that you wanted Mourinho to be the direct replacement for Poch. All right. So we'll just stick on that part for a while, Boon. I'm gonna move to Noah right now. Noah.
Yeah.
So right now he mentioned Mourinho. So Spurs didn't take long to find a replacement for the vacancy, again in the managerial spot. And Mo was also available. It was all stars aligned for you guys. And plus the fact that he's also conveniently based in London, him and his whole family. And of course, his CV is nothing short of spectacular. In fact, when we lost our manager as well, we lost our manager right after that, or was it before you guys? We were also apparently in talks with Mourinho. All right. But then again, this is signing of Mourinho. It feels like it's almost a statement piece by Spurs themselves. Was he your first choice, Noah? And wouldn't a younger and a more aspiring manager suit the bill?
To me, I actually thought that Julian Nagelsmann, I wanted him, the RB Leipzig or Erik ten Hag. But actually, when I was actually kind of upset that Poch got sacked in the first half of the season because I think he has not enough time to prove himself, and because he has not enough time to prove, because the thing is we had a bad run. I honestly it's the truth that I think before the Champions League final, right, our game progress has been getting worse and worse by the day. So to me, right, I think I don't know whether I felt sad that yes, Poch left, but I think I didn't really like Jose because he was a Chelsea manager and all, there was North London rivalry and all. But after a while, I kind of accepted the fact that yes, I think he's a manager that can win us titles, because we have been searching for titles very long under Poch, but we fell short of it. So I think it's a good chance that a good choice that actually Jose come in and then at least win us trophies, and then because he's a short term manager, because he always leave after 3 years. So I'm actually happy that he's in now. Like he's in Spurs. So yeah, quite happy with.
Okay, great stuff, man.
Yeah.
Michael, on to you right now. Talk to me, man. Talk through what went through your mental frame. Again, your figment of thought when you wake up that particular morning and saying you probably read the news that Mo is now a Spurs man. Of course, we mentioned rivalry, but again, rivalry is just a small variable when it comes to football. So there's no loyalty in football right now. Loyalty is now being pinned against the dollar sign. How upsetting for it, for you personally to see Mourinho cross the divide. Or also, he famously said that he will never manage Spurs. Does that concern you as a fan, Michael?
Not at all. I think Boone said just now that he actually was waiting for Mourinho to actually come in. I felt the same way too, because the thing is that we have never been so close to winning something. Pochettino made us realize that we were so close to winning something. So when it didn't happen with Pochettino, right, I felt that let's have somebody who has been there and done that to take this club forward. Because the thing is that you guys, Arsenal fans, all rival fans will always banter us with what have you won. So wouldn't it be fitting to have somebody who have won, been there and done that to take this club to win something? So, and as we know, Mourinho is not exactly a long-term coach, but where we are now, we just need to win something to prove to people like Kane, to Loris, for example, that we can actually win something with this group of players. So that's why I felt that Mourinho was a non-starter. After that, after these 3 or 4 years, when Mourinho left, I agree with Noah. People like Nagelsmann, somebody who is the next Pochettino, the next up and coming manager, then we can think about managers like that. But for the here and the now, I just felt that Mourinho was a non-starter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Boone, see that you got a Milo snack bar there. You good?
Yeah.
Are you on the verge of fainting? Can we still continue with you, Boone?
I was looking for popcorn, but I don't have popcorn. So this
is better than popcorn, man. This show. So, Hiker rightly mentioned that he was also rooting, right? He was also rooting for Mourinho, and he mentioned, right, the most dreaded word in Spurs vocabulary: silverware, trophy. So right now, don't you think that again this whole fascination and desperation to win one, to get one over, is actually blinding your board's direction and how they view who should be the next manager? Because again, Mourinho came in with a package which he bought from Man United. Again, it was well documented how he got booted out. Again, although he also won really important stuff for United, the UEFA Cup, he also finished second with a much average side. But then we will all know that Mourinho was on a decline. This wasn't the same Mourinho when he came to Chelsea in 2004. So with this, again, like I mentioned, I just want to pose you this question. Spurs and the board, are they really that desperate, or is this more business than football? The appointment of Jose?
Business, I would say they are in for the money. Football is about money. It's of course about business. And I mean, it will be stupid to say that we do not want any silverware. I mean, we won the AIA Cup and Audi Cup.
Oh yeah, forgot. No. Yes. How could I even do that? Yes.
I mean, jokes aside.
Yeah.
Even me, I won a Gold Cup.
Alamak. Like intended only.
I mean, let's get back to the topic. Jose Mourinho and all those other managers. When Mopo came about 5 years ago, I was like, I know him as a player, not as a manager.
Okay.
He was doing okay for Espanyol.
Yep.
He was doing okay for Southampton. But okay, let's give it a try. 5 years later, he made us believe like we never did before. I mean, kudos to him.
Yep.
But it comes to a point that look at Leicester City.
Okay.
They won the title. And that was a situation where there was really a player revolution.
Yep.
They wanted him out, even though he won the title for them. What about Mauricio? He didn't win anything. I mean, I love him. I think all of us love him. But I mean, when you got to go, you got to go. And to hire up and coming again, another 5 years, I don't think so. Jose comes with a package, with baggage actually. I mean, but this is a calculated risk. He's been there, done that. He has won titles with every single club he's been to. They can say that his tenure at United was much, much to be desired. Give me those 3 cups, I'll take it anytime.
Of course you would do.
Yeah.
How can that be compared to Audi Cup?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know whether they get a car or not. But not only this way, Europa League, it was formerly known as UEFA Cup.
Yeah.
So with Europa League, you get direct entry into the Champions League.
You do, yeah.
So, and you get to win something that you guys couldn't win. You all kena trashed by Chelsea, right?
Chelsea, yes, we did. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. So, but the thing is, common denominator.
I mean, this is the Tottenham show. This is the Tottenham show. So I think Jose at this point of time, at that point of time, and even right now, I think it's the right choice. It's too early to judge him.
Okay.
It's too early to judge him. Like what I mentioned earlier, we are looking at the same group of players that have grown old. They are slow. They are not the same anymore. You can see our play is very different nowadays. We used to suffocate players, opponents at their own half, but now I think it's the other way around.
Okay, good. Yeah, because
we can't win away from home.
Right.
We win away.
Sure, but we're going to touch about the tactics and how Mourinho sets up the team. All right. So that's again an interesting topic. Again, we can draw a comparison on how they actually both set up their team. Again, I just want to go to Noah now. Noah, you've got Daniel Levy as your chairman. He is actually notorious. He would always run a tight ship. One of the shrewdest businessmen, again, in England. And you have Mourinho, the free spending manager. Don't you think this is again a marriage perfect for disaster?
To me, like, I don't know how to feel about it because the two of them are a bit too opposite. The two of them are like opposite figures. So I was like, to me, when during his appointment, I was thinking about this. I was like, because Mourinho is actually like more spending because how he spent at United, how he spent in Chelsea, was quite an amount. It was a big amount. I remember United had spent like quite a lot on Bailey, on Pogba and all the big figures. But right now, like because Levy is like a very thrifty guy with and he spends his money very wisely, the club money very wisely. So to me, like right now I think from my point of view, right, I feel that like Levy and Jose is like can be a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, like yes, like very hard to spend money, but I think maybe like Jose might change his mind. Jose might change his mind about how he's going to spend his money, or maybe Levy. Because I think right now we need a total refurbishment of the club because our club is getting like the players. There's no squad depth, So maybe Levy might change his stance and at least, and probably like he'll accommodate to Jose. Yeah.
Great. We're just gonna leave it. I think you guys all have said your piece. Right now we've got comments coming in. Comes from the regular fixture, right? But I'm just gonna show them up. Super chat option. Daryl, you are in the super chat option right now. So Sheridan actually gave you guys a better alternative to spend your night instead of talking. Why not do TikTok? So right now, Daryl also mentioned I want to donate to Noah's here. Whatever it is, you can take it off there. Okay. Sharuddin again. This is a bit more radical. Sell the club. Sell the club. That's his way of saying that. Or sell everything. Okay. And then F2. Noah Smart when you want to donate. Wait, this is getting a bit scandalous. Can we take this off air because we've got kids watching, I guess. But I don't think kids will be watching. That means they are Spurs fan. Okay. Gosh, Boone. Ha ha ha. I think he was doing the ha 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 to you lifting up the Gold Cup. So far, the only cup that you have lifted so far this season. We believe by Daryl. Yep.
Thank you,
Haikal,
Daryl.
direct message for you. Direct message. Look at the screen lah. You know. And then let me see all the same people. Hey guys, invite more lah. You know. Don't bombard Arsenal. No, I don't feel bombarded at all, mate. It's definitely okay. I wanna grow old with you, and then all of a sudden Daryl turns into this romantic guy. I think this is probably the best topic so far, or the best question in town. Anyone knows how to make bubble tea pearl? Dude, YouTube does the magic, man. YouTube. Levy has spent on players. Yes, he did. But no, this is of recency. Oh, no, only recently he did that. Of course, we can talk about that one season where he didn't spend anything. Yes, those are the players and Bergwijn or Bergwijn, Lo Celso. How about Joe Louis? Can I buy me bubble tea, or this is becoming fast an internal joke? Total refurbishment, Sial. I think Noah is really taken aback by a bombastic vocabulary. And then last but not least, again from the same old F2, refurbishment like Mac. Okay. So let's move on to football. Enough of bubble tea's agenda right now. Haikal, right now I think Boon rightly mentioned he was about to go on it and then stop his track about tactics. Right? Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but Poch's ideas of football is always high pressing, quick build up, and he's always someone who would throw caution to the wind. He actually did mention in one of his interviews he would rather go for, or rather he would rather lose than again being defensive just to earn a draw. Right, so mathematically, he say it does not make sense to him. While Mourinho, on the other hand, he's known to be more of a pragmatist, but he also proved that his style has actually won him a couple of titles along the way. Haikal, there was also a noticeable difference in how Spurs played. 4-2-3-1, of course, is his favorite lineup for Juve. And Toby Alderweireld is now an important weapon with his long-range passing, and it's really incisive. I think if I can remember correctly, Bournemouth, he actually had 2 assists. So your players are now making vertical runs, and all of a sudden, Dele Alli is now has rediscovered his form, and everything was looking rosy. Then the slump hit Spurs once again. Of course, you guys were riddled by injuries. But then again, and then this is where you saw Mourinho suddenly retracting again, back into himself. No, he found it comforting for him to reverse to being the ultra negative guy once again. Or the park bus came out again. Games like Liverpool comes to mind. When they were again on the ascendancy, when they released the shackle, boy, you guys can attack. And also, the defeat to Norwich in the FA Cup can be added to the list. Don't you feel that the current squad, Haikal, is capable to carry out most version of football? And how does it feel, man, as a Spurs fan, to be watching, again, a premium football quality, and then suddenly this drastic change? Isn't it fast too radical for you?
I've grown up watching Spurs playing the kind of football that everybody loves to watch, fast, attacking, watch to get up a next step. So I've always been watching Spurs like that, albeit that there's nothing to show for it. So initially when Mourinho came in, right, we are all aware that Mourinho has a defensive side to him. But let's not forget that when he was with Chelsea previously and Real Madrid, he showed that he can actually attack and stuff. So the thing is that what is frustrating to actually watch Spurs playing the kind of defensive football that we are not used to seeing. I think we just need to give him time to adapt his philosophy to the players. Let's not forget that there were instances throughout his short management with us so far that we have actually played the kind of football that we used to play on the Poch. Not necessarily high pressing, but still fast attacking football. So the past few months, right, it has been quite dreadful to watch us play, partly because of the injuries that we are having and the need to actually secure results. And Mourinho is somebody that when the need to secure results become greater, he actually retreat into his defensive shell. So the thing is that what is frustrating to watch, I just hope that the fans can give him time to actually build up his ideas and see once this this outbreak is over, once football resumes back, we'll see whether will Mourinho stick back his original his defensive stance, or will he go on to improve his tactics, particularly when the transfer window comes. I don't know when will that come, but when it comes, you see whether when he gets his own players in, will he actually change his philosophy. But at the present time, I think you guys need to give our support.
Okay, good. Thank you, Michael. Boon, still staying with Mourinho and his tactics. Right now, Heikel Leon, again, a bit of what he thinks. He mentioned, I think what resonates really strongly is give Mourinho time. Haven't we seen enough of Mourinho? Because he was given, I wouldn't say ample, but there was again a sustainable period of time where he had to chop and change. Again, there's no fault at all because he was again riddled with massive injuries. But with the games that he actually lost, was there any particular game, Boon, that ultimately frustrates the living daylight out of you? And you felt that he could have done better. And of course, it's easy for us to draw comparison, saying stuff like if this was Poch, he would have done it a certain way. No, was there that one particular game whereby you felt like, no man, I'm changing. This is not what I want. This is what I need.
Whenever we lose, I feel that way.
Okay.
I'm not a happy camper when we lose.
Okay.
But then again, when Jose came in, I know that this is not his team. If you notice Jose's team, he always needed this particular midfield and engine midfield general.
Yep.
You have players like Estienne, even Matic. But at first, it was supposed to be Dyer, Dombele. Dyer tried, but this is not the Dyer that we knew. And Dombele, he has been he is a talented chap, but to me he has been a disappointment.
Okay.
So we didn't replace Mosa. If he was still here, it would be different. So based on what Mourinho has at his disposal, I think obviously we wanted more. We wanted more, but based on what he has at his disposal, I think we are doing okay. Of course, we could have done better. The last game we played, we drew. I think Burnley, and then and we are actually, I was saying, we are quite unlucky. This is not an excuse. This is not a reason, but we are very unlucky with injuries. Whenever Kane gets injured, Sani will always step up.
Yep.
Sani was doing that until he got injured.
Yep.
Remember the game that we won? He broke his hand at the start of the game. He lasted to the end, scored the winning goal. If we had Sani, it would be very different. Once upon a time, we had even Lorente to come in. But unfortunately, we didn't. And I mean, that boils down not to Mourinho, but to his boss.
Okay.
Which we will be covering later on.
Yeah,
As for Mourinho, I still think it's too early to say that Mourinho is a flop. Is he the old Mourinho? Is he a special one? Is he the wasted one? Is he the jaded one? We wouldn't know. Give him time. Initially, the time was supposed to be end of next season. But with this pandemic, I don't even know if the season will start again. And we are here talking about football, but I think football should be the last thing we have on our mind right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Ken, nice one, Boon, nice one. Noah, right now, enough of Mourinho. We've heard enough from the three of them. The impact, again, I think, like, I want to repeat again, one common denominator that has been said all around is patience. You got to bear patience with Mourinho. But I think this is where pressure would always mount itself because he comes in as with a big name tag. He's Mourinho. He is supposed to be the Messiah anywhere he goes, and anything that he touches should turn into goal. And I think this is where the litmus test would be, again, in Spurs, because as much as Spurs needed Mourinho, I think Mourinho would also need Spurs, again, in the same degree of importance. We'll move on to the next one. Harry Kane, the summer attraction right now, of course, paired up with Ndombele. I actually ran a poll on Instagram. I know, Boon, you actually ran in also with a poll asking if there is a possibility. So I worded it correctly. It's not will, all right? Could Kane actually leave this summer? Of course, this again sparked a whole, again, it was frantic after he was interviewed. He said that he's not going to say no, he's not going to say yes. He loves Spurs, but he's always leaving the door much open. For yourself, right, Noah, Kane himself, the talismanic Harry Kane, do you think there is a possibility that Kane, given the current financial climate, that Levy would have to sell one of his biggest assets in recent years? Again, this is to substantiate the money, the funds, because he mentioned also right now, he actually gave up a disclaimer that this coming summer is going to be a really tight one I think figures of 50 million was being quoted. Could this be what Liverpool did, selling their best players in Coutinho and Luis Suarez, and then in return they managed to overhaul the whole machine? Could this happen to Spurs as well, Noah?
There's always a risk. So, like, to me, right, everything comes with a price. So, like, for me, right, I feel that maybe, like, I think Kane has to, if there's no choice but to have to spend money to refurbish the squad and all, right? Yes, I think Kane have to leave, because, like, I think maybe we need to refurbish the squad and all, and this squad needs a lot of development, because I think our squad there is very, very bad. And yeah, so to me, right, if Kane leaves, like, one of our biggest assets has to leave. He has to leave. Like, it's always a risk, because what Liverpool has done, he sold Coutinho. They have no choice but to sold Coutinho. And sold Coutinho, and then they got Alisson and Van Dijk in the next season. They won the Champions League in the end, and look where they are now. They are going to be the Premier League champions. So anything comes with a price. So who knows?
Who knows? Heikel, staying on Harry Kane. Okay, so right now Teddy Sheringham did it, Michael Carrick did it, Berber did it. There's this one common denominator. They all actually moved to United, and they actually won the championship medal. For Harry Kane himself, what's your sentiment of his comment lately when he made that his doors again much open, and also there is a possibility that again he's not committing to anything, but would it be detrimental towards your success if Harry Kane decides to take that same route Berber took a couple of years back?
He's 26, so he must have, look at his where he's being with Spurs now, and looking forward to say, can he win something with Spurs in the next few years? So that is when I felt that when Mourinho came in, right, it was a perfect appointment, because he could actually give something that not only Kane but the rest of the players actually want, to have something to show for in their Spurs career. So with Kane, right, I agree with Noah that everybody's got a price, and the names that you mentioned, right, went to United, but there was another name that we didn't want to go, but he didn't went to United, he went somewhere else. That was Gareth Bale. That was somebody. That was a player that I think, along with Kane, is equally talismanic for us. If we have to sell, we have to sell. So the thing is that if Kane move on, I'm not surprised. I think some of the guys say they are not surprised. So use that money to reinvest. I'm not sure how much we can reinvest. The thing is that with the current climate, but if Kane wish to go, then so be it. I think somebody mentioned just now that no player or no manager is bigger than the club.
Yeah. No.
So if it's good, then so be it. Yeah.
Right. Nazir mentioned that Kane should go to a bigger club, Man United below Spurs. I don't know how you're looking at the table. Maybe you might want to flip it the other way around, because I'm very sure United right now, they are above Spurs at this current moment. Daryl brought out a really, really good point. Who can afford Kane? Levy will ask for 300 million and negotiate from there.
Maybe Newcastle can afford.
Maybe no. Yeah, I was
yeah.
about to get out to Newcastle's case. I think with Daniel Levy, he can squeeze juice out of peanut. Again, I think remember one quote given by Fergie when he was again negotiating for Berber. He says that negotiating with Levy was even much more painful than his hip replacement surgery. For yourself, right, Boon? With this whole Kane saga, if he does decide to take on that journey to leave Spurs for whichever team that it may be, would you then trust Levy and the board when it comes to reinvestment? Because again, this is fast becoming a thing for many clubs. Again, Liverpool is a classic case, but it's a really, really good positive case, because they are a prime example of how you should recycle your asset in terms of the money taken in. But also you have my club, who would sell players for 50 million, 30 million goes into their personal coffers, and 20 million will be reinvested. Do you again, would you put your mortgage on it that they will reinvest 100% of the transfer fee onto, again, a new player, or just reinvestment purposes?
This discussion about Kane is very polarizing. So what I can tell you is this: I'm very sure he will not leave this summer. Even if he's gonna leave, it will be maybe next season, end of next season. Number one. Number two, Kane might just do a Totti. Kane might just do a Totti, and yes, Boone has no mortgage. So Ken might just do a copy and or Stevie G and stay with the club. We wouldn't know. I mean, what his comments were so politically correct. I'm not saying that I will not leave. I'm not saying I'm leaving. But Darren put up a great point. You as well. At this financial situation now, who can afford 300 million? Number one. Number two, going to United, Carrick, Baba, Teddy, they went. Who was the manager at United?
Alex, of course, the great one. Yep.
Probably the one of the best ever. Yeah. Now who they got?
Always at the wheel.
Always at the wheel. That'll be how good that.
Seriously, I mean, look at table apart. Aside from the table, what have they done? Why would he go to Manchester United? Why? What kind of striker are they getting now? Even my United friends, they are saying what? Igalo.
The Nigerian Ronaldo.
Nigerian R9 lah.
No, Kane probably going to places like maybe PSG, maybe Real, maybe to a certain extent Juve. But I don't think he's gonna go stay in England.
Okay. So that's your sentiment on it.
Yeah, that's for Kane leaving. As for the money, the last time we got a big win for Gareth Bale. Look what happened. We got the insidious 8. Only one left. Coco Miyamo.
7, Boon. It's not 8, 7.
So 7. Okay, 7. Yeah. Now only left with one.
Yeah.
So, is that going to happen, or are we going to happen like Liverpool? Liverpool bought correctly, but I think. Okay, I know lah, 7 lah, yo.
Just wanted to point it out, man. Just wanted to point it out.
There's some under 21 players also, nobody know lah. And then I think with Mourinho at the helm, if we are going to reinvest, I think we'll reinvest properly.
Okay.
But selling Kane is a bad option. Will you be able to get in a player that even injured gets you like 20 goals? I don't think so. Why would you want to sell Kane? Unless totally necessary. I mean, if 200, 300 comes in, of course, bye-bye Kane lah.
Yeah,
but if not, I don't think so. And Newcastle, forget about it.
You might say that, but money makes the world go round.
Forget about it.
So they might not get Mbappe.
Complete the takeover, then we talk.
Okay, I'll have another episode when the takeover is finalized. Okay, and then we'll talk about Kane, just with you, 1-to-1. All right. So the next one, Noah. Also in the poster itself, again, one prominent figure. Again, he has been talk of the town. I think flavor of the month. Ndombele. Ndombele came in your record signing. He came in with so much hype. He was performing really well. In fact, again, top 10 young players up and coming. Again, an engine in the midfield. He was all set for greatness, and then boom, he actually just dissipated into thin air. Again, there are a couple of narratives behind it. Injuries, of course, will be the main theme, but also underusage, wrongly utilized. Which one is which, and do you think that Ndombele should again be given another season? If, let's say, a big offer, namely Barcelona, comes in, and I don't know, the mention was 2 players in exchange, Samuel Umtiti, Nelson Semedo. What do you think, Noah? What's your take on that?
To me, I think Ndombele should be given another chance in this season and in next season, because this is the first season and he came from PSG. He came from Lyon, so Lyon obviously is a slower league. League 1 is very a farmers league type of play, very slow football and all. So I think he's trying to keep up with the pace, but it's not adapting it very fast. Lo Celso, he also adapted it quite slow. From La Liga to Premier League. He adapted it, I think, quite fast. So and he had injuries, multiple injuries with his hip and his ankle injury at that point in time. So I think he should be given a chance Ndombele should be given a chance to shine again under Mourinho. Yeah, and yes I think why he actually declined a bit was because of how he's maybe not given a lot of game time, and he was being injured quite a bit. And yeah, lah, I see people saying that, oh, it's like Jose's treatment again on Domble. Like, come on. I think you all got to know this fact. Diogo Costa, Deirdre Drogba, Willian, Hazard, all them were being criticized under Jose, and they shined. They shined very heavily, and they did a very good job. No, like they really succeeded. And look, Willian is also linked to us, and Willian wants to come back to Jose, like who wants to be reunited with Jose. He didn't mind. So yeah, like I think Jose should, I think to me, like Tongi should be given time to adjust, and yeah lah, and it should be given a lot more game time.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
what you think? Game time?
Yeah.
Heiko? I don't know whether you would agree or not, again, on the notion of giving more time for Ndombele. But I think they have set their pace for Ndombele. I want to talk to you more about the transfer activity done in winter. You got Fernandez in, of course, making Lo Celso's move permanent. Of course, Steven Bergwijn also came in. But also there was a loud cry for a striker to replace, again, Llorente in that same particular season. You guys lost him and you guys rely heavily on Harry Kane. What do you make of the winter activity? Are you really happy with all the purchases made? Of course, with the exception of Lo Celso, because he looks like he's going to be a big time player for Spurs. But Bergwijn, Fernandez, were they really the players that you need or you needed?
I'm not sure whether Fernandes is the one that we need, because I think Boon actually said just now that the key to Mourinho's teams has always been a very dynamic central midfielder, which I think we can't get now. I think we need to wait until the summer. The striker situation was something that, while on one hand, I didn't want us to panic buy, but the situation that we were in at that point of time was, I just feel that we need to make to the Champions League positions, and without Kane, right, and at that point of time when I think Watson was injured, suddenly we lost all focal point. So had Llorente was there, he would have been a more than able replacement to step in for Kane. Suddenly we had no other striker options. We got Troy Parrott, but I'm not sure how much Mourinho willing to put Troy Parrott in as a first choice striker. So I was wondering, is there any striker out there that could have been available short term for us that could have stepped into Kane's shoes? Because the thing is that with Kane, right, moving forward, if you want to buy a striker to play in a Spurs team that has Kane, I'm not sure how you want to sell the club to a prospective striker knowing that you will never knock Kane off his position and stuff. So just judging on the transfer with the winter window, right, I just felt that we just need to have somebody in place for Kane in these few months right up to the end of the season. This might sound silly, but I would have taken somebody like Igalo, for example, not because of the need to panic buy, but I just feel that we just need somebody to fill in that position, somebody who can actually score a few goals for us, because we didn't actually we were not playing attacking football and we got no striker. So how else we were going to win games? So just for that period of time, I was hoping that we could bring a short-term striker in, but that was not to be. So we'll move on. Yeah.
What about a certain Olivier Giroud? They were mention of him coming over to Spurs. And then again, he got us really. I wouldn't say there was a meltdown, but then again, from the Arsenal again camp, we thought that he's already proven to be a snake. A snake. What difference does it make if he crossed to another divide? It's not to make a lot of difference. Would you have taken Giroud personally?
I would have that, but that just shows how desperate the situation was in, and some of our fans who wanted Troy Parrott to be the first choice striker, right? I have to admit that it would be lovely to see a youth academy striker to actually shoulder the responsibility, but we have to be mindful that at that point of time our form was very woeful. So would you actually want to destroy the confidence of a young striker playing in a team which is not playing well, not winning games, or would you wait until once we have discovered our form then to just play Troy in? Because I think we have to be careful not to actually destroy a young striker career so soon. But having said that, if Mourinho feels that Parrott can play a vital role, then hopefully we'll see more of him. But at the point of time, I mean, now with the COVID situation, all is water under the bridge now. We have Kane back, so yeah. So we'll see how. Yeah.
Okay, great stuff. Boon, Troy Parrott, the name again that has been thrown into the mix. Again, it was really a diplomatic answer given by Heikel. He says that you got to be careful in what environment you breeding these youngsters. But a certain Tanganga comes in. He was given a chance again, and what a debut, man, against Mane, and he did really, really well. He made a name for himself. Why couldn't Troy Parrott be given again, maybe a short cameo, probably longer than a 5-minute spell? Because if Tanganga could have actually be given the chance, why not Troy Parrott?
Troy Parrott. I mean, first of all, Joanna Wong, your girlfriend. That's so childish. Okay.
What the hell, bro? No.
Mind. Hi. Okay. Anyway.
On the topic. Concentrate on the topic.
Sorry. Okay.
You're too much of an entertainer.
Okay. So, Troy Parrott, I would say, honestly, personally, I've not seen him play, so I don't know how good he is. But from what I read, Jose was unhappy with him for his off-field antics.
Okay, that's news.
He was hanging out with the England's version of Escobar's son.
Okay, wow.
So he was hanging out with this drug lord's son.
Okay. Wow.
Instead of you shouldn't be doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was not happy with that. That's why he was not willing to use him.
Okay.
As of Troy Parrott, that's all I got to say about Troy Parrott. I'm not Jose. I do not know why he's not playing or why he got the 5 minutes. I find the 5 minutes waste of time. He did nothing.
It is
Waste of time. You might as well put you might as well put Michael Vorm to play. Doesn't make a difference.
But again, later he will get a lot of sticks because apparently he was the major suspect. He was a major suspect when you guys actually lost. Again, moving past personal agendas, Noah, we go on to our brand new topic. This is probably the last one before we shut shop. Interesting comments coming in. The most interesting of all, we need a sugar daddy. Yep. What is this show turning into? Sugar daddy, drug lord, Escobar, all being stringed together. Wow, is this what the Spurs fans are up to right now? Hi, Joanna Wong. Nope, not gonna read that. By John Terry. He could probably do a job still. Chulo Chen, what do you think of Tottenham? Do we really have to say that?
Well say. Let's say lah.
Okay. Yeah, I just
used to say it. Used to see.
Go back to wherever you came from.
Troy Parrott and son of major drug traffickers enjoy Dubai night out with the Premier League ace Dele Alli. So how come Dele Alli is not given so much stick but Troy is? Naked body. This is again getting too lewd, obscene. It's Spurs. Nothing else. I think somebody made a great point about Jetson Fernandez. Nazir Mohammed actually said Jetson Fernandez is going to be a beast. Just watch. So I remember we had Julio Baptista. He was called a beast, but he was a major flop. So I really hope he's not that kind of beast that you're referring to. Okay.
Dave Baptista.
Oh yeah, he is a beast. He is someone that you wouldn't want to mess around with. All right, we move on to the next one. This is probably to shut shop. Again, wow, 53 minutes down the road. This is becoming a really productive talk. Never I thought this would be, again, something that is really enjoyable for me at least. The next one, what is a realistic target for Spurs next season? A lot of call for Noah to speak. So Noah, the mic is yours.
Yep. To me, like I feel like right now Spurs, next season, right, we need to win at least something, because Jose has always win the second season, always win something in the next second season. So like I think like it's a good chance for him to like prove himself, prove his worth that he's a very good manager. He knows how to win trophies for us. He's not a finished manager. So like to me like it's like what's a realistic target right now is to win the Premier League, because winning the Premier League means something. We actually won something. We actually won the Premier League already, and we have won a league title since like 1908 or very long ago. 1908. Very long ago.
Boon, was TV still black and white back then?
What?
Was TV still black and white?
I think got no TV. It was no TV. 08 lah. Jonathan Woodgate lah. Okay, what? League Cup.
Yeah. We only won we only won the Carling Cup, which is on 2008. So like right now we need a trophy. Like we really need a trophy to prove ourselves. Like maybe a league. We need a like Premier League or like a FA Cup. Like like how to say, right now I also feel that Champions League is also a good option. Like if we get into the top 4 this season, I think maybe Champions League is like a very good opportunity for me, because like I think Champions League, like we will be champions in the world, like champions of Europe.
Europe, right? Relax yourself. Europe. Relax yourself.
So like it's like a good opportunity, you know, like we need to at least win one Champions League title so that we can
wait for the
so that we can laugh at Arsenal also lah.
Laugh at Arsenal. okay. We're gonna prepare a special segment. Okay, just for that. Okay. Thank you, Noah. I hope you guys enjoyed Noah's comment. Again, quite a popular figure. I hope you are really a highly wanted man. Go Noah. Heikel, right now, in terms of target itself, this is again, it has a strong correlation to again your management, who is again spearheaded by Daniel Levy, the $6 million man per annum, the highest paid chairman. Since his takeover 2001, your net worth for the club has shot over the roof, now being estimated 1.3 to 1.8 billion. He has done the magic on the business end. Again, I just want to understand the mental frame again of Spurs fan, especially the one in Singapore, about Daniel Levy. Do you feel like he is the right guy for you to compete on all fronts? Again, take away the business end of it, because you guys are making healthy and handsome profit. In fact, it's the most recorded in football history, 131 million profit. That's the most by any football club. But on a competitive on the competition end, winning a silverware, do you think Levy can actually deliver those silverware that is highly desired for?
He has been somebody that has always been thrifty with his transfer budget. So the thing is that it's all well and good to say we actually need to sell the club and get somebody in, but who's actually there to actually willing to actually spend their money on us, you see. So the thing is that, okay, if Daniel Levy is the one that we are going to have, then I hope for the sake of Spurs' future, right, that with the new stadium already being built, that he has to change his mode of spending. I think this club needs to show something for the effort that we have been putting in, not just under Pochettino time, but that while we are moving forward, right, we need to actually show something. So while I'm not a big fan of Daniel Levy, but with club ownership, you have to be careful to who you are actually selling for. So I just hope that Levy will change his spending ways. You have a manager who has always been somebody who thrives on spending players to make him a successful manager. Why not you back this guy properly and see where he can bring us. With regards to your question, realistic target, right? I just feel that we just need a trophy. I will be happy with an FA Cup and build from there. The Premier League is a wonderful target, but we have to be realistic with who we're competing for. I wouldn't, when Noah said that we should change challenge for the Champions League, that's not something that would shoot down, because Mourinho has proven to win something in a knockout competition, so why not? So yeah, I just hope that Levy will change his spending ways, but if not, then it's easy to say, okay, sell the club, but we need to see which owner is suitable for us. So I just hope that all will, all will come good for Mourinho and Spurs.
So for in that, where would you see Spurs finishing next season, or at least a realistic target? A top
next
4 finish,
season,
right?
you mean? Yeah, it's a top 4 finish. Yes, correct. Top 4 finish and a trophy lah.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Boon,
something lah.
Again, Boon, your stage right now. Let's place a little hypothesis right now. A big if whatever that's been mentioned by the two Spurs fan, finishing top 4 again has not been met, and then again winning the trophy has not been met. The level of performances again is undesirable. Is it time for Mourinho to actually pack his suitcase, or would you then still pledge allegiance to him for another one more season to complete the whole rebuild?
I didn't pledge any allegiance to him.
You didn't.
First, Noah, your target not realistic lah.
And why is that so? Let's go for it.
winning the league, winning the Champions League. I mean, if you want to win the Champions League, okay, I don't know. You want to win the league, you get some Thai priest to go and bless our stadium, and then we will win the league lah. If not, that will not happen. I don't see it happening anytime soon. The closest we got was when Leicester won it, but we decided to fight at the bridge instead of winning the game lah. So that's number one. Number two, realistic will be, I'll say, top four. Top four and maybe an FA Cup. And it depends on how we finish this season. Remember I was telling you just now, based on the AI, they were calculating if the season's not going to be resumed. We will be finishing the Europa spot. Yeah, so I think winning the Europa is a high possibility. Because based on the AI, all the top teams from all the top teams from across Europe will be in the Champions League. Basically, if Mourinho has proven that he can win the Europa. So I think we will win the Europa if we are in the Europa. Not the league, not the EPL. So winning the Europa is a good way to start winning something. You just need to get the feeling of winning into the players, the mentality of the players. These players have not won anything with the club. Apart from Hugo, who won the World Cup, I don't think most of them won anything before, right?
Sissoko with France as well.
Sissoko wasn't in the French team.
Was he in the French squad?
No? He wasn't because he was shite last time.
But he okay. He was shite.
Back to realistic target, I would say top four. And depending if we are in the Europa League, win the Europa League. Like what Heiko said, FA Cup will be good.
FA Cup, okay.
Yeah, back to the transfer. I think you can repeat this clip maybe a couple months later. Levy will open up his wallet for Mourinho.
He will, okay.
Because Mourinho has been well known to spend money. Before coming to a club, he probably have an agreement with Levy to spend money in the summer.
Okay.
Because transfer window in the winter are normally just a little bit of a reinforcement. You have not seen big buys, important buys. That's why we didn't go out to the market big time. So I think we will spend big in the summer, but due to the situation now, probably not spend big, but we'll buy big. I think we'll get in players that will suit Mourinho, be it via free transfers, loan with option. I don't know, but we will spend big in that aspect. Contract-wise, we cannot be giving big contracts. We are rich. It's time to spend money, but not that way. Just imagine you get a player in for 250,000 a week. The whole team will want that kind of money. Can we afford to do so? I don't think so. So Levy is having a very tough role to play. I mean, transfer-wise, he could have done better. We are the richest club in England, one of the richest clubs in the world, number 8, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
We are the most valuable team in England. And this team got no money to spend money. No money to spend. Quite absurd lah. Levy, but business-wise, Levy has grown the club. Transfer-wise, I think there's much to be desired. We have bought players, but I think we could do better. We could do better. Apart from that, Ndombele, if he wants to go, his heart is not here. And if he really gets a model or MTT plus some money, why not? Go ahead. Yeah, to add on to the other Troy, Spurs best club from North London. Spurs are the only club in North London.
Okay.
So
are we going historical right now?
The other one from the south.
Are we going?
Wait about them. So
lucky thing we are in North London. Nobody will remember North London. At least we are here, so they realize that there is another team in North London. All right. Okay. So right now, we go to a couple of comments. Celso will be our next shining star. Again, I really agree. What a great buy. The only thing is utilizing him in the right position because Mourinho likes to play with a double pivot. He's more of a box to box. He's always more potent in the attacking front. Let's go with 2008 Cup. Daryl, thank you. That's a walk down memory lane. The next one. Napshot Studio, you guys rock. No, we didn't pay him.
Thanks lah.
We didn't
Thanks,
pay him.
Thanks.
Macam very easy, yeah, Daryl. I think that is again directed at Noah when he mentioned that you should Champions League, Premier League. Again, a boy can hope. A boy can hope. You know, he started supporting 2014, Noah?
2013 or 14, yeah.
13? Okay, AIA Cup is of course
you know,
not a bad memory to have. Sissoko, look at his expression when he lifted the cup. The next one, Boon misses Thailand. Boon, anything to add on to you missing Thailand?
I was in Thailand when we won the Thailand Cup.
Okay, 2008.
Yeah, I think once again, I think currently this season has been a season to forget, especially with the COVID-19 and all. So big shout out to all the nurses, all the healthcare workers.
Yep.
And all the I mean, you all don't need to be clapped. We don't need to clap for them.
What do you mean of the singing, Boon?
The singing,
8 o'clock.
I think I didn't join in because I find it stupid. Sorry. It's stupid.
My man Manu.
So the clapping and all, you want to do something, do something real for the healthcare workers.
Yeah, man.
For the frontline people. Not by clapping.
Yeah.
Not by singing, and then after that, what you do, you go out.
But apparently by clapping and singing, those COVID patients will recover, man. They will breathe better.
The wave from the clapping, you will chase away the COVID-19.
It's scientific. Maybe it's something we don't understand. Okay. I'm going to last one. Don't expect great things from Levy. The world has fundamentally changed. The old world will no longer exist, and expect a fundamental shift of transfer market. Again, we all can agree with that. I think right now, especially next season onwards, that will again be an acid test for everybody when it comes to dealing with the transfer market. But with that, again, for those of you who actually chimed in for today, really, really thank you. We want to place on record. Thank you so much, both Boon and also Heikel. I know it's not easy. Boon is busy. Again, he's on his road to superstardom with his dear diary. Very hard to get hold of him. Heikel as well. But I hope, all right, we can actually have this more often. Probably maybe a North London derby. I had one last week, United versus Liverpool. That went down really, really well. The United treble of 1999 against Liverpool of current. But again, picking your side would be really tough. Was that the side that put on the most pressure versus our Invisible? Or which side do we take it from, Boon?
Which team?
When it comes to two teams going head to claim who is the better team. So we had the treble of United. We had the Holy Trinity from Liverpool. So for Spurs, who should we pick, Boon? The club, the season where you guys finished second and put on the most pressure?
Nobody remembers second place, to be honest. Nothing to talk.
That's it. So that means we will never have the North London derby. Noah, take down.
We are North London derby because there's only one club in North London. The other one came from the south.
Hey, dude, I mentioned because of us, you guys came into prominence. Nobody know that there is football in North London. All right, but for that, I also just something that I want to really clear the air. Again, this is something personal. I know there is a bit of hostility when it comes to Napshot Studio and also the Spurs fan base in Singapore. Again, I'm not speaking for anyone personally, but this has never been an Arsenal show. In fact, I speak the least about Arsenal. A lot of it has been, again, this is not club centric. And again, for those who have a different conception of what this whole Napshot Studio is about, I'm really sorry about it. But this is never about Spurs. In fact, I had an hour-long show just like this last week. In fact, with all the Gunners, there wasn't even a Spurs mention. And I think we had this off-air, Boon. Again, the derby or the rivalry rather is good and healthy, but that is not when it gets out of hand and it gets personal. But with that, I hope for those who are new, please subscribe to this channel. More content will be coming up. Usually we have a Sunday of the big focus where again this is not club centric. We'll talk about anything and everything football, especially what's happening in the current market. But with that, that's me, Boon, Noah, Heikel. Thank you so much. Signing out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This
Come on.
is the Tottenham Hotspur Show.
Okay, Tottenham Show. Right, cheers guys. Bye.
Casual fan signing out.
No problem. Bye.
Let's do this again with other fans.
We will.